All right, I ordered 1080 is getting kind of hard to find, but 80 CRV is a little easier to find. And from what I understand, the only difference between 80 CRV and 1080 is 80 CRV has a higher chromium content. Otherwise, the heat treatment temperatures and tempering temperatures are the same. So this is not, nobody has ordered this. I'm going to make a BC special out of this. This will be my, and if I end up liking 80 CRV2, I probably will start using more of this. So I'm making a knife that's not spoken for. I'm not starting right this second. Actually, I'm gonna get my layout die and cover it and trace it out. But I just remopped my floor a second time in here. I have done a little more reading about G10, and boy, it is pretty dangerous if you don't protect yourself. You know, with a respirator and even sanding it. It's just really destructive stuff. It's glass particles and resin and here I just got a nice piece of green. Is that forest? I think it's forest green. Yes, G10, and I like the color so much I'm tempted to use it, but there's just no way. So I'm going to send this to Ricky along with some other G10 because I already have severe lung damage it's irreparable. It's not going to get better, and if I'm not careful out here, I'll end up making it even worse. So I'm going to be more diligent about wearing my respirator and be more careful about what I use to sand out here. And I'm going to start using my exhaust fan underneath here regularly. I just gotta be smart about this. I can't afford any more damage to my lungs than what I have. Okay, so that's pretty much it out here. I'm fixing to, back there hasn't been mopped yet, so I'm gonna mop myself out of this room and into my leather shop where I'm gonna make a couple of sheaths. And sometime today I'm going to fill up all my gas cans and mail Ann's knife to her. And this is medical. I have had pain in my toes, my ankles, my knees, and my hips so much that it's waking me up all night long. It's excruciating pain to walk. And anyway, I had a real thorough blood test done, and they see nothing wrong except a lack of vitamin D. Now, I take a daily vitamin every day, and according to the Googlarium, my hands are shaking. 1 second, let me switch hands. According to the Googlarium, vitamin D can be the cause of leg pain. I don't know if it could be causing my joint pain, but anyway, they prescribed me some heavy-duty vitamin D, and I'm fixing to go get that at the pharmacy today. We'll see. It takes several weeks to work itself into your system and to bring your actual vitamin D level up. So, God, I wish they would legalize medicinal you-know-what here in Texas. They do have it, but my chronic pain does not qualify for the one or two things that will let you qualify for that here in Texas. In Louisiana, they're far more liberal. You can have dandruff and prescribe you medicinal weed. And I don't really want to get high. I just want to get off all these other drugs I'm on. I know enough about that. I spent a lot of time in my youth engaged in that activity, and I know it will mask pain to the point where you can function normally. Now, granted, it does affect your thought process. So I think it does make you slower in both thinking and physical responses. But I'm okay with that. Not in any hurry to go anywhere or to think anything. So, and the only reason I don't resort to that is here in Texas, it's against the law. And I have a permit, a handgun permit I would lose. And it's just the trouble it would cause you is never ending. And the fines, and then a lawyer to keep yourself out of jail. And now that I know we have a douchebag, one of our cops, of our 4 or 5 cops, one of them is a complete douchebag. And so I know that he would, go way out of his way to cause you as much pain and trouble as he possibly could. So I'm stuck taking the drugs unprescribed. Anyway, boy, 5 minutes of me jacking my jaw. Let me get the rest of this mopped up and get into my leather shop. I thought I would share what... I don't know how many knife makers watch my videos, so I'm going to share this just in case there are maybe newer knife makers that haven't been through what I've gone through yet as far as trying different things. Sandpaper. You will spend a fortune in sandpaper. And I've tried so many different brands, top of the line, Norton, 3M, all the other expensive brands. I've tried them all. And through my own personal experience, I have found that I'll just pull one out and you can look at the brand. And I'm not, these people don't sponsor me or anything like that. Indasa Redline rhynowet, and that is all I buy now because it lasts way longer than anything I've ever tried. And here's the thing, when I find, and I'm just now to the point where everything is Indasa rhynowet, and I had Sandpaper like 800. I just transferred it over here to my Norton. This is my Norton stuff. It was no good. Actually, it was so terrible that it was almost useless for metal. For wood, it's fine. This is all my wood sandpaper here. And so there you go. And also I've learned that even Deer Foss, I think is the name of it. Yeah, right here. Deer Foss. It's not good. Not for metal. I mean, if that's all you got, that's all you got. But if you're buying new stuff, I promise you, if you try, and I get my stuff from Super Grit, AA Abrasives, True Grit, Combat Abrasives does not sell this, even though I am an affiliate for them. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Redline rhynowet. That's the best sandpaper, hands down, for sanding metal. And these gloves, I go through a lot of them, and when I wear them out, I just hand them to my wife, because what happens is the index fingers and the thumbs, the 2 fingers I use the most when I'm sanding here, and they wear out quick. And if you don't keep your fingers protected, you will wear the skin right off your fingers. So I go through about a pair every 2 weeks or so, which is not unreasonable. And I buy them in packages of 10. And here's what they are. And right now, they're really reasonably priced. They're $2.79 for a pair. And this is the largest they make, 2XL. And they're all the same price, no matter which size you want. Pyramex is the company that makes them. Core XL. Actually, the 601 is the model, the 2XL is the size, but whatever size you need. And I buy them from a company called fullsource.com. And you buy them, I buy them in packages of 10. And these have lasted me. This is my package I just opened. They last a while. So now I'm down to my last 2 packages. I've ordered 2 more. That'll probably get me another year or so. Anyway, I just thought I'd share some tips that I've learned, you know, as I've been making knives, things that have made this a little bit cheaper, and things that I know work. And these are good gloves. Nobody really, I doubt many people do as much sanding as I do. Most people do their metal work on their belt grinder if they have 2x72s, but I can't do that work on my 2x72. I can't adjust the speed. I mean, on my 2x42. I can't adjust the speed on this, so when I get to the higher grits, like 220, 320, 400, I can't use any of that on this because it instantly makes the metal too hot, and it heat treats it and makes it brittle. So I put my rough grind on this. I start at 40 or 60, and 80 is usually, maybe 120 is usually where I stop on that. And 120, even at 120, I gotta grind and dunk, grind and dunk. There's my water there. Otherwise, it gets too hot. So I end up doing a lot of hand sanding just because I don't have the ability to slow my belt grinder down. And this is a 3/4 horse motor. You couldn't add, you know, like a rheostat or something like that. It wouldn't work on this. So consequently, I do a lot of hand sanding. And these last, for me, a pretty good while with all hand sanding, considering all the hand sanding that I do. So, there you go. That's the name of the glove. They come in packages of 10. I just ordered 20 more. Right now they're $2.79, which is the cheapest you can find them, even from Pyramex. Pyramex gets more per glove than Full Source. FullSource.com, they're $2.79 a pair. Okay, now, my wife came in and I had to restring her weed eater. I think she's out there trying to start a fire. Yeah, she is. I should go out there with my huge torch and get that going for her. Alrighty. Here I've got my my BC Special laid out here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and then I'm going to move into my leather shop.
It must be okay, good.
He's gobbling it up, huh?
I think I